Trump feeds koi angers the media, which angers the right. So the Commander-in-Cheeto is currently prancing around Asia, and his first stop was in Japan to hang out with playdate Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. As part of the welcoming ceremony, Drumph and Abe went to feed some koi fish on the grounds of Akasaka Palace. The two leaders both took turns dumping boxes of fish food into the pond, except one hilarious photo that captured only Trump dumping his box. The media and Twitter were immediately triggered and went into attack mode. But the thing is, Trump was only following Abe's lead. But of course, this in turn triggered the right. Now everyone is triggered again. Meanwhile, we have arguably the most powerful man on the planet telling the Japanese he couldn't understand why a country of samurai warriors didn't just shoot down North Korean missiles fired over Japan. Maybe Trump should send some cowboys to help out. Triggered by Japan?
Japanese helicopter carrier set to escort U.S. Navy ship for the first time. Japan's aircraft carrier-like destroyer left Yokosuka Naval Base on Monday to escort a U.S. supply vessel. This is the first time Japan's Navy has made this kind of deployment after new legislation was passed allowing for such action. Japan's JS Izumo helicopter carrier is 814 feet long and weighs 27,000 tons when fully loaded. It is the largest warship in Japan. It is shorter than China's Liaoning aircraft carrier and the USS George H.W. Bush. The JS Izumo is armed with 3 Phalanx Sea-Whiz point defense guns and 2 CRAM last-ditch interceptor missiles. The vessel normally carries 7 SH-60J anti-submarine warfare helicopters. For decades, Japan's constitution forbade the country's self-defense forces from rendering aid to allies. However, the country enacted new security legislation last March, expanding the scope of the self-defense forces' overseas missions. Quakeproof and buildings with style. A giant curtain of special cables is the latest earthquake-proofing innovation to come out of Japan, and it combines both functionality and sleek design. With Japan's location along the Pacific Ring of Fire making it prone to earthquakes, citizens are constantly finding ways to protect the country's infrastructure. One textile company has created threads made from thermoplastic carbon fiber composite, which are braided to form a strong yet flexible rod that is as strong as iron but 90% lighter. The rods have been installed outside the company's building. It is draped all around the structure, essentially tethering the roof to the ground. They are also installed inside the building to strengthen the interior walls. When the ground shifts from side to side during an earthquake, the rods stretch and pull the structure back in the opposite direction to prevent shaking. The project is a collaboration between textile company Komatsu and architectural firm Kengokuma. It will soon be used to reinforce Zenkoji Temple in Nagano, one of Japan's oldest temples. Japanese engineer develops turbine that loves typhoons. A new type of wind mechanism being developed in Japan is designed to not only harness power from the wind, but also to be particularly effective during typhoons. A typhoon turbine created by a Japanese engineer consists of 3 vertical blades and a central rod. It has an omnidirectional axis so that it can respond to wind coming from every direction. The turbine makes use of the principle of the Magnus effect. Air curves when passing by a rotating object, and the downward deflection of the airflow produces a lifting force that counteracts the force of gravity, enabling the object to remain airborne. The blades are controlled by the central rod, which can be tightened to slow down or stop the blades completely, regardless of the external forces. Under normal circumstances, the Typhoon turbine can achieve about 30% efficiency, while a conventional wind turbine can achieve 40%. However, conventional wind turbines can be damaged by typhoons, while the Typhoon turbine would still function normally in a large storm. The designer of the Typhoon turbine believes a single typhoon would be able to generate enough energy to power Japan for 50 years. According to the Japan Guide, about 7 or 8 typhoons pass over Okinawa Prefecture each year, with about 3 hitting its main islands. If the Typhoon turbine is proven to be functional under extreme weather, then Japan could harvest a significant amount of energy to power itself for a long time.